Hi, everybody. This is Mary Terhar and Christy Lamer.
Hi, everyone.
And what we'd like to do is we'd like to take you from the point that Christy got you to in your letter into the Canvas site for the course so you can find your way around, get familiar, and begin to access the materials that we've prepared for you. And Christy's going to make it more interesting than me being just a talking head, okay? So what we want to do is take you to the URL that Christy sent to you, and we're going to suggest that https://canvas.case.edu. We're going to suggest you save that onto your screen or save it as a favorite to make it really easy for you to get into the system. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm just going to go ahead and what I need to do is share the screen first. Thanks, Christy. So first we're going to share the screen as we see it, and I have to double click it. There we go. All right. So when you go to log on, you're going to see a screen. I'm erasing Christy's data. So you're going to see a screen that looks like this, big blue box and two fields in which you're going to enter data. So I'm going to first enter my case ID, and that was in the letter that Christy sent to you. And then I'm going to enter my password. You can see Christy's got a really long password. I keep it short because I'm forgetful. There we go.
Your password is going to be the same password that you use to activate your Case ID.
Exactly. So the password you use for Canvas will be the password you use for Case ID. Thanks. Okay. When you get into Canvas, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. Canvas refers to these as tiles. That doesn't matter so much to you. You can see I have quite a few tiles, which means I have quite a few courses. What you're going to look for is a tile that says Leadership in Organizations and Systems, and it's going to read NUND 506 for summer 2017. That's your course, and what you're going to do is click on that. Then you're going to be patient for a moment while Canvas does its thing. It will take you to a screen that looks like this. You'll see in the upper left corner, there's a highlight around the word home. This is, in fact, the home screen for NUND 506, which is our course. When you look at this screen, you'll see on the left side, there are a set of words that you can use to navigate through the course site. On the right, this is a group of administrative tiles or clickers, and I don't think you're going to need them. Primarily what you're going to see is this index on the left and this content in the middle. And that's how you're going to work your way through the course. So I want to show you that I actually have written to you twice so far. First, there is a welcome to the course. This goes through basically our saying hello, our thanking Dr. Williamson, Dr. Robertson-Malt, and Dr. Small for helping you get yourself started in the courses and in your DNP program. So you're going to want to read that message, and basically we're going to go through most of that content today. And then there's another message, which I wrote you more recently, and this one gives you your first homework assignment. So when you're in the course, you can look at announcements up here, and you'll see that announcements will be added to the top. So when you first enter the course site, you can check and say, is anything going on since the last time I was in the site? And that'll help you, all right? Underneath that, you're going to see the syllabus can be viewed here. You don't need to go there. Come on down, and you'll see the information for myself and for Dr. Higgins. Now, I'm the Associate Dean at Case Western, and I'm going to be teaching your first course. So you can get a hold of me by reaching out to this email address. Dr. Higgins is the director of the DNP program. You're going to get to know her really well, and you can access her using the email address here. Does that make sense? Okay, coming on down, oh, I should have showed you, This is the historical marker for the Frances Payne Bolton School of Nursing here in Cleveland, Ohio. And you'll hear about Frances Payne Bolton while we're there. She was an amazing legislator who left funding for the school because she believed that nurses should be educated at university. And so she created the opportunity for that to happen. This is a historical marker outside remembering her. Okay, come down a little farther, and what you're going to find are the course objectives. So when you take a course, what you always want to look for is what is it that we're promising I'm going to learn, and how am I going to learn it? So these are the course objectives. We're going to appraise individual, interpersonal, and group relationship behaviors within organizations. We're going to compare and contrast current organizational theories and their applicability to nursing. We're going to apply systems thinking to the analysis of organizations and the challenges organizations face. And we're going to integrate evidence from organization, management, and nursing science to enhance organizational effectiveness. So those are the course objectives. Christy had to get up and answer the door here, and she'll be back in a minute. But what you'll see is in all the individual modules, there will be objectives for the module as well. But this is the work that we're going to undertake together. Come down a little lower, and there are, we call these buttons. And you will find that the first button takes you to the syllabus. The second button takes you to some student resources, for a little content about academic integrity, educational support, Title IX, which is legislation in the United States, which is important for educators, and you should know your rights. It talks about APA style. We'll talk about that later, don't worry. And here's a reference, a link that you can follow to go to the APA manual if it's been a while since you've written. There's a document about netiquette. It's really important that we follow proper etiquette for use of the internet, and you'll find there's a review of this at this tab if you would like to read it. We've got some links to you about technology help, and we've got some resources for you about academic writing. So you've been nurse practitioners, nurse leaders, managers, etc., and you've been writing for certain purposes. A lot of emails, a lot of memos, a lot of SOAP notes, and charting by exception. And when you return to academia, you write a little differently. So if you think that you'd like a little help refreshing your writing skills, you can go to use any of those links, all right?
So Mary, if
Sure.
a student's having any technical issues, they should not contact you. They should contact the help
Right.
desk. Okay.
Thanks, Christy. If you contact the help desk, you'll get far more capable help than if you contact me for tech help, okay? Thanks, Christy, that's great. Okay, so now we just went through announcements in the home page. The next thing that we're going to do is we clicked on the modules page. The entire course is set up in modules. This is intended to make it really easy to find what you need. And you'll see that there's a schedule document in the first module right beneath the syllabus. I'm going to make this a little bigger because it'll either make you nauseous or it'll make you blind trying to read that. But what I've done is planned out day by day, class by class, what the content will be. And you'll see, so for instance, when we first get together, we're going to meet each other and we're going to talk about expectations. And there's a little more detail about what we'll be doing, and you don't have to read a whole lot for that class. So that's how this is set up. Let's go to the module 2. In module 2, we're going to talk about doctoral study. We're going to talk about the origins of the DNP. We're going to talk about the difference between a DNP and an MSN and a PhD. We're going to share personal and professional goals and talk about how to come back to academia successfully. So I'm just going to stick on this module and this class for a moment, because what you'll see then is this content is all going to be presented under something called Module 2. While we're together, we're going to be involved in discussing the readings. We're going to do an activity called goal setting, and we're going to have lots of discussion. So when you go into the module itself, what I've done is I put all the readings that you need to complete in that module. When Jocelyn started working with us to develop the course, she emphasized that it would be hard for the books to get to you all in time for class. And so what I did was go back into this course and rewrite it, taking what we had formerly used textbooks to cover, and I found primary sources. So you'll still interact with the same content and the same scholars, but you don't have to buy books to get that done and have them shipped to you. So let's go back out of this document and let's go look at Module 2 so you'll see how this works. So I'm going back over to the left side. I'm clicking on Modules. It takes me back here. You'll recognize this. We've been here before. And I'm going to go on down to Module 2, which is the Introduction to Doctoral Study. This is the module. So let's enter the module. Oops, excuse me. Let's try that. Here we go. So this is the genesis of the DNP. And every module is structured this way. There will be a little introduction to what this module is about. Then you will find the learning objectives to help you with the module and the lessons embedded in. And then here's the good part. These are the required readings. Now, I'm going to try this, and we're hoping like heck that this link will work. If you click on what is the link, there you go. And I'm not sure if that's going to show up on their screen. So I'm going to fly this over and try not to make you nauseous. When you click on those links will take you to the primary sources. So this first piece you're going to read before you come to class. This is by Cronenweth, Dracup, Gray, Macaulay, Melise, and Salmon. And this is a fascinating and very controversial article about the genesis of the DNP. So before you come to class, you're going to read the content that is embedded in the module that we will be addressing for that day. And this is how you will locate the content. Yeah.
Mary, they need to print out the articles, they could just all have it electronic?
So that's a really good question. So some people like to print an article. I kind of like to print it and highlight it and have it flip through it and make my notes in the margins and all that, but some people would say that's a little old school, right? So for me, I would print it, highlight it, and write on it. Christy here would have it saved perfectly on her computer. And she would annotate the PDF, and that's how it would work. So it's not important to me how you manage your files. What is important to me is that you read before class, because in doctoral study, we're not going to just stand on the stage and talk to you. We're going to count on you having done the readings, and then you're going to come in with your own thoughts, and we're going to have a critical discussion about the meaning of the readings. You're going to say, do I agree with this? Do I think this is crazy? So that's the way that we're going to interact, all right? And then, so we've started with an introduction to the module, a summary of the learning objectives, then the readings will be contained, and then there are activities also embedded in most of the modules and lessons. So when you're doing these readings, I want you to be thinking about the following questions. Why would you create a new doctorate in nursing? What are the DNP essentials, and are they relevant outside the United States? Because you're one of the first cohorts outside the United States to earn a DNP. I personally have educated probably 20-some DNPs outside the country. I understand the relevance. What's important is for you to think about the relevance of this credential for you at CCAD and for you when you return to your country. Okay, and then you're gonna, there's one of the articles in here is particularly controversial. I want you to say, do you agree with the assertions of the authors, or do you disagree? And we're gonna have a nice, excited conversation about that. And then I want you to think about, not only do you agree or disagree, but what observations would you offer to support your conclusions, and what observations would you offer to support or refute the conclusions of the authors? So that is the way a module looks. Now at the bottom, you'll find assignments. And I have to tell you that I'm still building those assignments. So they're not all embedded in the course sites. So if you look for them today, they're not going to be there. When I do get those embedded, I will email you, and then you'll be able to access that information. So if we go back to the page of modules, you'll see there's a course introduction. There's, I hope I don't make you nauseous as I scroll. Sometimes it's hard to let somebody else scroll. Module 2 is the introduction to doctoral study. Module 3 is leadership development. And 4 is introduction to organizational design. And 5 is dimensions of the organization. and 6 is Dimensions of the Organization Part 2. Part 1 focuses on structure and relationships and life cycles of organizations. Part 2 focuses on ethics and values and change and power and politics, which makes for very interesting conversation. Module 7 is going to focus on high-performing teams. Module 8 is going to focus on information technology, and we're going to have your informatician from Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi join us for that, which should be great fun. Module 9 is going to address complexity science and leadership, and when we do Module 9, we're going to have colleagues of yours who have not yet decided to earn or to enter this cohort or earn the DNP. They're going to join us for that module, so that'll be really fun. And then Module 10 is integration. During Module 10, you're going to present to the class content that you've developed during the course of the week. And I'll go through that with you when you get here. You don't need to start thinking about those assignments first. What you do need to do is start doing the readings and look for those readings in the modules. I'm going to scroll up to the top one more time and try not to lose you. If you go back into the syllabus, here's the syllabus. If you click on the syllabus, it will come up on your screen. It takes a minute while it's loading the PDF. There it is, okay? This is the syllabus. It goes through everything we will do, and we will review all of this when we're first together, you know, on the morning of the 18th. Now, I'm going to scroll down, so if it makes you nauseous, look up. When you get to this page, what page is this? This is page 4. Once again, you'll see the required readings. And here again, the links are embedded, okay? So you're just going to start to read like crazy and get ready, and you're going to enjoy it. I want to show you one particular link. Let's see if I can find this. It's the book, and it is this book. Do you see this this reference to Daft? Daft is not Daffy. Daft wrote a really amazing text about organizational theory and design. And right now, the 11th edition is in print. It is the edition that we use when you come to campus. But because we were concerned that you were going to have difficulty getting the textbooks in time for class, I looked for a source that you could use online. And what you'll find here is if you click on that link, check this out. Here's the book. So I'm delighted that I could find this resource for you. This is the 10th edition. I'm just going to scroll down for a little bit, right till we get here. So this is the 10th edition. Ooh, there we go. When you download a PDF like this, it's about 110, 120 pages. Those, oh no, look, it's more. It's 200 pages. So the trick is you're going to have to work a little bit to scroll through this to find the chapters. So you want to look in the course plan or the schedule, find out which chapters you have to read, then come to this index, find out which page those chapters are on, and then scroll through. You may find it useful with this large document to print chapters, you know, for ease of reading. That's the one I would recommend that you consider reading. If you're really savvy and techie, you may find that you don't need it. But my sense is that's one of the limitations of using an e-book, is just the volume of information online makes it difficult to get to the precise page you're interested in, okay? So I'm going to close this up. I was really happy to find that book because I was trying to figure out how are we going to do this for these folks without them having to order a bunch of books. And I'm smiling. I'm able to say to you that we are able to do this. Okay, so we've walked through the syllabus. We've shown you the course schedules. We've shown you how to access a module, and we've shown you how to access readings within the module. So we're going to send you this video, and we're going to embed this video in the course site on the, is it the home page? I think that's where we're going to go back to the home page. And we will embed this video under course resources and information. The reason for that is not that I'm fabulous on camera, but that if you need to review it and listen to it a couple times, you'll be able to find it at that place on the course site. Can you think of anything else that would be helpful, Christy?
No, I think you did a great job, and it's
Thanks.
very The Canvas site's it's a really big upgrade from what we had, and it's very resourceful for the students.
It is. And so hopefully what you see is Christy and Dr. Higgins and I work together very well, consistently. And so we're really happy Christy's going to be with us. And let me tell you, on behalf of everybody here, we are excited about this collaboration. We are happy to help you along your career trajectory, and we really look forward to seeing you. What is it? 8 days?
Yep.
Hardly any days at all. All right. So I know you're going to be busy reading until we get there, and we look forward to meeting you face to face.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing.
Up the top.
Up at the top. Stop sharing. We can delete that out, right? And then